Hello everyone, and welcome to another Arknights video. Today's video is going to be a crap ton of stuff, really. Like, it's just gonna be talking and doing lots of shit, headhunting. Obviously, the stage clears are going to be its own separate video. This will be a main video recording session, but it'll be in multiple parts. We'll see what those multiple parts are. Of course, if you have been living under a rock, I've been doing Arknights infield content as well on the channel, and CC just finished getting more viewership than Arknights. Yeah, anyway, so as much as I would like to say Arknights is doing better, there's still a lot more players on the infield space still versus Arknights. But we'll see how long that lasts. I say that very specifically towards infield. The latest event, Echoes of Wars. Can you shut the fuck up? Girl. Thank you. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. Echoes of Wars recently released. I don't like that event at all. It just screams copying server ideas from other gachas and putting it together, and hopefully it works for the demand of being able to showcase the strength of your operators, or testing, or new in-game content. And it's boring as fuck. The fact that brutal, quote-unquote, is as easy as normal mode in Umber Monument, it's just the HP buff is insane in that mode. I don't want to rant. I don't want to rage rant. I don't want to go off on infield. You just have to watch that video. When that will be out versus with this, I don't know. But if you obviously can't tell, I'm not a big fan of Echoes of War. I feel like while there's probably some things that a lot of people are excited for me, I haven't really been crazy for. Nothing's really making me go crazy, per se. So I have stuff that I have talked about before in surveys, or not surveys, but feedback on certain stuff like bugs, or feedback in general for certain aspects like trophies on PlayStation, for example. Things are going in that direction. I'm not going to go through every single detail, but they kind of fixed some bugs that are actually, I'd have to go back and try, but I think are probably still possible to get. It's just very difficult now. So in a way they are, but at the same time it's not fully patched. But it's just because of the weird oddity of the electric gate. Can you shut the fuck up, please? Why? This is like just a pet peeve. Can you just shut up? Thank you. Anyway, what in the fuck? Okay, so there's a lot here. I might have to switch to something else so that homegirl doesn't squawk. I'll just probably go into here since she doesn't talk anymore. But anyway, so there are things from feedback that I said that has been applied, but when it comes to the actual content of the game, not really. There's nothing that's making me go ooh la la yet. I have yet to try that one other game mode that is tied behind the story, but then again, I haven't really been touching the story or playing that game for long enough. I've just been playing CC, and that was it. Because, you know, they kind of just doing Arknights with infield. Arknights and then Arknights infield. Some people are going to be confused by that sentence. But both games are doing stuff at the same time, which means I have less time to do shit for either game. It's actually counterproductive when it comes to like people who play both, especially in my case, but for those that don't play both, then it works out. So it's a double-edged sword, and it may or may not be beneficial to Hypergriff. It's probably just evens out, honestly. Anyway, so generally I don't have all the time in the world to be focusing on the story, because I don't want to just always focus on infield, so maybe I want to do more Arknight specific stuff, or do I just actually want to do stuff other than Arknights. Who knows? Life is the other thing, or doing stuff with my friends is another thing. There's just stuff that I need to do at times. That's also that it's like, well, sucks to suck, but I have responsibilities, so I don't always have the time in the world. And that's kind of the issue with live service, is that a lot of the time it also expects too much out of you. And I feel like Infield is heading down that direction. While Arknights doesn't really, it does it, but it's not as bad as Infield right now. Anyway, so yeah, if I'm not gonna, there might be some things that it's gonna be a while before I get to what happens. And the biggest issue also when it comes to the story is that Arknights is better, in my opinion, because it's in batches. Like, sure, the main story splits into chapters, but it's every 6 months and it's just instantaneous, this huge amount. Compared to, here's one section of the story about maybe 1 to maybe 2 months, depending upon how they continue on from here, of course, but it's kind of been about a month. Every single month is at least a third section comes out. And that's what they've been doing for Enfield. And I don't like it. It's not less engaging, and I prefer just not to touch the story at all, and then experience the story when the actual story is finished for that region. But they lock shit behind story! And then, of course, they try to have it, oh, you can skip for newer players. I'm already skipping as a veteran because I'm waiting till all the stories released. Anyway, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the format. If it ain't obvious, I don't really play Hoyoverse games. I haven't really done it on the channel. I have played them before, especially Genshin Impact for like a couple of months, all the way back in 2021 or 2022. My brain's being super right now. Honkai Star Rail, I played up to a certain point, then I stopped playing. And ZZZ, I touched and then stopped and then touched after some couple months after, and then I stopped, and I just can't keep playing the games. They're just not that fun, engaging, and they push me out, then want me to come back to continue playing. Just because of the systems they have in place, it's doing the opposites. As I already mentioned before, but there's so many other reasons also that the Hoyoverse games does that. And I'm not a big fan of the modern gacha content style. I'm just not. It doesn't engage. It doesn't make me engage with the systems. Arknights, it's a bit more complicated, of course, but it's not like most of the Hoyoverse games, and I can continue engaging with the systems, and the story is not mandatory. You can skip it. Wow, that makes me continue playing the game more. But the thing with like those major gachas, you're still kind of forced into doing it. Or with Arknights, it's like, you know, just a simple button. You could argue that for some of those bigger gacha games, but at the same time, you have to manually go through these, so it's a lot more different than going through UIs. It's a lot more complex, and it's not as black and white when it comes to comparison to this as a visual novel style for the story versus cutscenes and text boxes or characters just standing there talking. Anyway, enough of me blabbering. I think we need to actually get going here. I don't want to waste too much time. I think I'm behind a couple of days of this event to begin with. This is mostly just in part of not being, just being busy. And I put more focus into Arknights Infield. I did Arknights Infield yesterday, and I just completely ignored Arknights. And I've been kind of either ignoring Arknights or I've been ignoring Infield for who knows how long. Now, my original plan was I probably would skip, but at the same time, I could see about trying to go for at least a 6-star, maybe 2. But I won't go as crazy as I did for Silver Ash Altar. I think Silver Ash Altar is more interesting, but the damage output also is so insane that almost makes up for it, I guess. I don't really care about this whole blessing system. I'm not a big fan of it. It's just a waste of time. It's like, cool, I don't give a fuck. Next. And since it's mostly also tied to Chinese characters, it's like, like, I'm not that interested.
If you want a group huddle.
Yeah, just a small side thing that
Where's
some
a
people
good
would
spot
enjoy.
for my fin catching
And
tools?
I just don't really care. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else to know, really, for the most part. I know IS7 is currently out for CN, starting today, I would say. So I know that's been going the rounds in the community. I mean, yeah, that this is out, but for the most part, I feel like most people are interested in IS more than this event. Like, the only reason why you're being interested in this event is because of Wang, really. So, anyway. Ages on ages, ashes to ashes, okay. Wonder, I'm assuming Penance is probably the shop character. Overall, I don't think I really need to explain about these characters. I've already talked about them multiple times already, especially during the live stream of Bitch Slapping Yostar. Chen is gimmicky high damage, while Wang is just the new DPS meta. Okay, cool! We're done now. That's all you need to know. Like, Chen is good, but overall, she's not as crazy as Wang is. But she's gimmicky, so take that as you will. I'll probably be doing the free polls. I don't know if it really started yesterday, because if it started yesterday, for sure I lost a single poll. Because of that. Anyway, we're gonna just be doing 10 single polls.
Hi, I'm Spot from
And
Operation
then we'll go
Reserve
with
Team
10
A6.
polls. Maybe we'll get insanely lucky. I doubt it. But yeah, like, unlike last time where I got so many fucking Paramix altars and just not even getting anything for Silver Ash Altar, and my main goal is at least trying to go for Silver Ash Altar because I think knowing ahead of time with Wong, to me it's like Silver Ash Altar is still way more interesting than Wrong. Let's just be brutally honest here. There's actually also Chen take consideration as well. Is there anything that's like more interesting than Silver Ash Altar compared to looking to the future? Not really. I think Silver Ash Altar at this point in time is going to last for years in terms of use case and how insane he is. I'm so sorry for the developers trying to find a way to deal with all these insane operators nowadays. Especially crowd control aspects as well. Imagine almost every single enemy having every single resistance to everything, because it's just so much power creep. But we're not there yet, and I don't know if we will get to that point, because I feel like they're making a lot of content that is easy, and in ways they still are making difficult content. Just not in the exact way. Like, I think they're kind of like, it's difficult content for most people, but for some people it's not really going to be difficult content if you're really good at the game. I like to think that I'm really good at the game, but I'm not like a master at this game. I'm not like the best player, but I'm like in the top 10%. Personally. But anyway. aside from what I think about myself with this game, they mainly make difficulty content that 90% of the player base will have troubles with, and the 10% can just bring one single 6-star and completely decimate it. So, you know, it is what it is. No, that's for like general content and some other content like some SSSs and some integrated strategy levels. But for like the high-end content, that is a different story entirely, and at times it feels like it's way too difficult. So I don't know, it's just an interesting thing to look at. This will be a 5-star or a 6-star. There is that could have been that chance, but I don't know. I would have to look into it more, look in the past. But I think at times in the past, the 5-star can be replaced by a 6-star, from my own experience. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I will get a 6-star here. Who is the 5-star? Is it like? Because I know this is the welfare.
Hey there! Starting today, my squad and I are at your beck.
That might be cool, but cool, I guess. I don't really care too much about Paprika. I'm more interested in the other one, other 5-star variant. That's more interesting than Paprika. Oh, the Terexacle. That flying healer, like use skill, goes in the air, doesn't get targeted and heals. Pretty much what the Kelsey Alter will essentially kind of become. So I've seen a lot of people hate what the lore is doing for IS-7 with certain someone that I won't say because of spoilers. But certain individuals are hating how Hyperglyph's doing certain characters as alters and how they're bringing them into their alter state. To me, it's like, it's not as bad compared to other gacha games, and I think some people are going a little too crazy, because compared to like what we've had for Arknights, it could be way worse if they actually went down that route hardcore. Because certain characters would be playable if that was the case many years ago at this point. But that's not how this game works fully. I think there's a lot more nuance than some people would like to showcase because they get annoyed the possibility of a certain character having alter in the future. And the way that happens is because some sort of things, specific detail. I'm sorry, I don't think it's that crazy to go crazy for. I think the way they handled Chen, it's not surprising. It's a fucking gacha game at the end of the day. Again, it could be way worse because of how other gacha games go about it. It's not the greatest, sure, but it's not as bad as other gacha games, so I'm back and forth myself. Many years ago, I kind of predicted that this game could go down the route of fan service upon fan service for certain characters. For the most part, it really hasn't, even with the extra Chen alter, but that fan service is still there with the fact that we have a second alter for Chen. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me at the end of the day. Anyway, looking at the characters, I did skip them. I'm not mad, I'm not disappointed, I don't regret it. That's all I really have to say about that. Like, you can be really good. I could use them. I could use them with great effect really well. But I'm gonna be brutally honest. If I don't get you, that's perfectly fine with me. I just wish that, in a way, they just bring back the bear, if it really gets to that point. Or just make it so it's really easy to get these limited characters. But they don't. They won't. Like, they do, but at the same time, it's not enough to warrant, still. Anyway. Enough of me blabbering. Let's use the spare moon tickets. Okay, survey says.
Long time no see, Doctor. I know things have gotten pretty serious, so I'm back to lend a hand. In case you need a reminder, I'm still with Rhodes Island.
So, okay, that's interesting. Obviously, the last time we saw Chen in the story was in episode 16, where she was with Tallulah and Nine. I almost forgot her name there. At the area between Ursus and Kazimierz. Kind of an area for the infected. So, that was the last time we saw her. So, I mean, she probably at some point saw or heard the whole, like, Rhodes Island shit going down. So, seeing that there's that tie-in into whatever the fuck happens in the story, I am kind of tempted to actually read the story just because of that simple fact and how this could eventually tie back into her in the main story as well. But then again, I don't know what fully happens in the story, so I can't really say. Anyway, well, that was instantaneous. Also, we got fuckboy. I should have waited to see what he said because I just skipped because my brain, I was just like, okay, skip. I should have went through. I didn't even think about it. Well, that was really lucky. The question then is, do we want to try to go for more? Do I need Wang? Wang? No. Not really. But I could go for him. He'd be really strong. That's the thing. It's like, to me, like, yeah, he's strong, but aside from that, I don't know. I could see some shenanigans with brute forcing certain maps that actually need a stat strength for brute forcing. There's not that many. I say that. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's a lot, but it's not as a lot as, like, what most people can do. I don't think I could try to go for another 6-star. We got it really early. I think I'll probably do that. Go for another 6-star. I don't think even if I don't get Wang, I'm fine with that. It'll just be another situation where I don't get the limited. It's kind of just been happening. So, and we get a blue box for efforts. Okay. Okay, 5-star. We're gonna see 2 of them. Let's actually get a proper intro for the 5-star.
Operation Reserve Team A6. My job is...
Okay, is it to be a video?
Hello. You can call me Terexicum. My master sent me here for an exchange study, and also to tell his brothers and sisters that he is well. Me? I am simply his coachman, with a little knowledge of medicine.
Terexicum. Okay. We'll skip, because we finally got him. Cool. Don't know if he's gonna be useful or not. I might find a use if I need to heal without getting killed. Like, I wish I could find use for... Can't remember his name now. As another option. But there's like, because of being range, it's really hard to justify like a good spot where to not worry about getting hit, but also being effective when I need that damage. Anyway, we're at 30. This will be our 40th. Also, the reason why there's a lot of lag spikes and a lot of issues loading is I'm rendering a 4K video. So, and that's based off of Arknights, by the way. Arknights Infield. That's what Arknights Infield. So, I am really forcing this computer on its knees right now. Yeah. I won't be going after this. I don't know if there's any future characters that I'm like really gonna go crazy for. Maybe Kelsit Alter. Aside from that, I don't see myself going crazy for the other, like the side story tied to the main story character. I'm trying not to spoil because I'm already spoiling as is. And the issue is that it's not ranged. It just doesn't do range damage. So, like, I wish there was like a Thorns equivalent. That could be Thorns, but I don't think there will be, because I don't think they will make a auto.
Doctor, I'm back.
Again. Okay. At this point, this should be the next guarantee 6-star. So it shouldn't surprise me. What would surprise me if there was multiple, but that's not what's going on.
Doctor, Rhodes Island has done so much for me. What can I say except thank you?
Pleasure to meet you, Chief. I am Shaw of the Lungman Fire Department.
Okay, 6 stars. Survey says.
Long time no see, Doctor. I know things have gotten pretty serious, so I'm back to lend a hand. In case you need a reminder, I'm still with Rhodes Island.
It's genuinely starting to feel like another scenario where I'm continuously getting the female character in the banner, but I'm gonna be missing out until I have to guarantee the male, which is also limited. Yeah, this might just end up being a rehash of what happened with the last one. Which means I think it's a good time to stop here. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here, and that's gonna be it.